A woman lives her old life and gives everything to Islam. 9 years later, a man marries her in a hidden room, uses her body for his sexual desires, and then dumps her on the side of the road, then calls her a liar, and then divorces her through text message, and it turns out that he's married with children. I hope as you listen to this video, it will make you angry towards ideology of Islam.
The accused ex-husband has reached out to the victim, the guest victim. Now, the guest victim is a isolated French white revert. Yep. This is what makes it quite calculating, quite sinister. So he's reached out to her on the eve of us releasing, panicked almost, saying, oh, I want to fix things between us. I want to give you idda money, which is the 3 months after you get divorced. Let's end on a good note.
Look at that. The night before this story goes public, Mr. Muslim panics and then offers Miss Muslim money to keep her quiet. That is not a man with clear conscience, no. That is a man who knows exactly what he's done. He just doesn't want it to become public.
So I came to London 9 years ago, and I reverted 6 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Because I was trying to find a way to reconnect with God, and I found that Islam was the best religion for me. I like the commitment. I like to connect 5 times a day with God.
Yes, the biggest mistake she made is to become a Muslim. But she's not a child, right? She's 30, she teaches kids Quran in her free times. She gave up her old life to simply chase what she believes fits her perfectly. Keep that in your mind, because what happens to her next is not like, oh, this foolish woman. No. It is a story about what happens when the ideology you entered simply there to abuse you.
What sort of men did you find on Muslim men?
Lustful men, mostly. Mostly on Muslim, I had sexual requests from men and even dick pic a few times.
And how many, if I may say, how many different Muslim men have sent you their genitals?
I don't know. I didn't count, but a few.
Read their profiles, and these sound like good Muslim men, modest, God-fearing, and looking for righteous woman. Then behind the scene, they send her naked pictures that she never asked. Actually, not naked pictures of their private part that she never asked, and not for medical reason at all. This isn't one bad apple. She says it happened more than once, from more than one man. So ask yourself, why does a dating app full of good Muslim men sending the pictures of their private part to covered Muslim woman? Why is this dating app producing something like this?
But he was always calling me from his car or at the gym or at the restaurant, but it wasn't on your nose, I didn't connected the dots.
He never once called her from a place she could picture. Always the car, the gym, or restaurant. That is not man being shy. That is, man is simply trying to hide something, and in this occasion, what is hidden is simply whole another life. And she missed it, because she expresses she trusted him. And that trust is about to get used against her again and again and again.
So he told me his name was Adam. His name was actually Mohammed.
Okay.
Yeah. For that, I did request to speak to the parents.
Yeah.
But it was dismissed as he told me that they were speaking Urdu and not English at all. They were in Pakistan.
They're in Pakistan.
Mm-hmm.
He lied about his own name. Yeah, people apparently lie about their own name. Then he made sure she could never check his story. His parents were always too far away, always speaking a language she doesn't know. 4 months on phone calls, and she still knew almost nothing about this man. Every single question she asked, he dodged with religion. That's the pattern you need to watch for throughout whole this story. Whenever she asks normal or sensible question, he reaches for scripture to shut her down.
And then I asked him to get me a copy of the Quran for the marriage. in pink, as it's my favorite color. And I asked him a ring, a gold ring with an emerald.
So this is your mahr or your dowry?
Yeah, well, part of the dowry, because I didn't know how much money I wanted. I said, like, but for the money, I wasn't sure yet. So I said that we can discuss that later.
Okay. And what did you agree on the money amount?
At the end, I agreed on £200 because he was really adamant on this amount.
So he wanted to give you £200?
Yeah.
Finances. Did he justify why he wanted to give you £200? Was it the religious element he used, or did he say he's broke?
Yeah, he used the religion for that. Yeah.
He said so. He's financially comfortable, but he wants to give you £200
Yes.
backed by the Sunnah.
Yes.
We were told by Muslims that this mahr thing is supposed to be her protection, written right into the contract. He's not a poor man. He's financially comfortable, in his own words, but he's fighting hard to make sure he pays as little as possible. And he wraps it in religion's language so she can't say no without sounding unfaithful. That's not humility. That is a man using scripture as a bargaining chip to get a cheap wife. Watch how often this happens in this story. Religion isn't guiding him to be good towards her. No, it is a tool he keeps using against her.
Do you feel like your age played a part or forced your hand?
It did, yeah.
Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, so the age and the fact that I'm a revert and that from the past I've been overly sexualized and that, I don't know, I've been told that as a revert I don't have the same value as a born Muslim woman, which is absolutely not true.
It's disgusting, yeah, it's untrue as well.
But it did play in my head at this moment because I was like, I had my own insecurity as well, and this is why I went ahead with it.
You felt your time was running out?
Yeah.
This is one of the saddest part in this whole video. It is easy to miss it because comments comes as just bypass note. She just told us whole reason why she missed all these red flags. Somebody somewhere in her own community told her, convert is worth less than woman who born Muslim. She believed it. So when doubts came, she pushed them down because she thought this might be her only chance. And in the conversation, it is simply commented, oh, it's not Islamic, and then people move on. That is not good enough. Seriously, that is not good enough. Saying bad idea isn't official teaching of Islam is not going to undo the damage has already been done to her. This lie is what really trapped her. Not that £200 of mahr or a fake name. The lie that she was worth less. And we heard it to be taught by Muslim missionaries, right? You turn to Muhammad Hijab. What does he say?
The people the women who take it the best are the revert sisters.
Reverts takes it best, right? And then you turn to Daniel Hakikochi. What does he teach?
And you're in your 30s. Okay, so you're not, if it were some like 16-year-old, 17-year-old virgin, that's a different situation, or that's something where your marriageability or your marital value on the marriage marketplace is much higher if you're a 17-year-old, 18-year-old, 19-year-old virgin, this is your first marriage. But no, you're divorced. And women hate to acknowledge this reality, but it's true. You are divorced, you're in your 30s, and it doesn't matter what other qualities that you have. Like, this is a fact.
Oh, your word is less. So, all these teachings are being taught online, and in her community, she believed those lies. Oh yeah, as a convert, my word is less, comparing to someone who born into Islam. That's like so heart crushing.
To him, no. It was like, why do they need to see my ID? What's really beautiful in Islam is that nikah is very simple. It's his word, not mine.
Listen that again.
It's his word, not mine.
It's his word, not mine. Nobody checked his ID. Nobody checked hers. Nobody confirmed anything about this man, who this man is. Like, and most importantly, like, no one even bothered to check whether this man is married or not. And that's supposed to be the one of the most important thing when you are getting married, right? When a religion lets a man's word alone stand for proof, don't be shocked when men who lie walk straight through the front door.
And he was like, no, 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 there is no
Nikah
no nikah available
on Friday.
on Friday or any other day
Yeah.
of this month, and it has to be on a Wednesday at 11
AM.
a.m.
Okay.
Yeah, at 11 a.m.
I just want to add a bit more information. I have spoken to the Mufti,
Yes.
and I can confirm that there were slots available throughout the week, on a Friday, on a Thursday, on a Monday, and on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
It was on the request and insistence of this man, Adam, let's call him Adam, that's what, what he goes by, to have you married on Wednesday at a very odd time at 11 a.m. Nonetheless, the Mufti agreed.
He was lying. There were open slots whole week. He picked the one that no one could attend, right? An empty mosque on Wednesday morning, an hour and a half, middle of nowhere, so that no one can kind of attend the wedding, no one can see they are getting married, all that. And you know better than me, this is not a trick man invented, right? There is a name for such a marriage in Islam: Messiah marriage, secret marriages. These names are given by muftis, by scholars. It is technically allowed. From Saudi to Egypt, scholars are talking about it. It is technically allowed. And it is not rumor, yeah. There are fatwas are written on it. You just turn on the internet and then you get to see how people are practicing it.
But in an Islamic marriage, correct me if I'm wrong, or the audience will correct me, I'm sure, when you don't have a mahram, the wali, in this instance, the guardian, your guardian, is the mufti.
It was the Mufti.
Okay, so
Before you step up in between the Mufti and I, the Mufti ghosted me. The Mufti refused to take my calls.
In this marriage, the mufti, religion's teacher, stood as her wali, her guardian. His entire job was to make sure he looks out for her. Instead, he never called her, never checked on her, and then he was silent when she tried to reach him for answers. He only responded once comrades got involved. That is not a small mistake. That is a guardian who did nothing to guard her.
And when I meet Adam on that day, is not groomed, is not dressed up,
how did he come?
with a worn out black polo shirt
Yeah.
and a black pair of jeans and black trainers. That was way.
And you weren't offended that you dressed up as your wedding day and he's in a black polo
I
and black
felt
jeans?
overdressed, and I wanted to. I wanted to undress. I didn't. I felt. I was mortified. In my head at this point, I was thinking about, it is a secret nikah. I put myself in a situation where I'm gonna become a secret wife.
She got her hair done, she bought a dress, she showed up a wedding as a bride, ready to be bride. Versus groom turns up like, oh yeah, he's about to go to a gym, not in his own wedding. No family, no friends, no flowers. She even says it herself. In that moment, she realized that she was becoming a secret wife. And she was right. That's exactly what he was building.
We see the masjid. It's a very, very small masjid. We look like, very uninviting. There is bars at the window, like a prison. There is a garden that hasn't been, done for ages. It's very. It's horrifying.
Yeah. So after the mosque, you're not going to.
No, we're going to an hotel.
You're going
It's
to a
about
hotel
20 minutes away from there.
from the mosque.
And yeah, we're going down.
Okay.
So Um, so within 5 minutes of us entering the room, he proceeded to jump on me and wanted to have sex with me. And I was absolutely not ready with that, because I just got married. I didn't have flowers. My husband didn't dress up, and I am mortified. I am horrified, and I feel disgusted, and I feel alone. And in my head, I'm like, this is not the way I want to get married. And so again, I go ahead with it because I feel that I don't have the choice. I feel trapped. And within 2 seconds, he finished this, whatever he's doing. He goes to the shower and he's like, oh, right, let's go to the spa now. He doesn't have any affection towards me. He barely look at me. He seemed like, I don't know, like disgusted.
Sit with what she just described. You should be able to hear the pain from her voice, right? A brand new bride, minutes after her own wedding, treated like an errand to finish just before breakfast. No warmth, no affection, not snuggling, not even like these like romantic eye contacts. She says he looked disgusted with her, his own wife. This is the moment where story stops being red flags and then it becomes plain abuse, right? And it happened inside a mosque marriage, blessed by a mufti, in a building she describes with bars on windows like a prison. Let that image sink in your mind, because this is not a just description of a building.
He said, yes, now you are my wife. I expect you to cover your beauty and show it only to me.
He barely touched her with kindness for 2 straight days. But he had no problem giving orders, right? Notice how he demanded, and notice what he never gave her in return, right? Warmth, kindness.
So after those 2 days, what happened? Or at the end of that second day, or?
So it dropped me not at the station, like somewhere.
What, somewhere? Somewhere rural?
Somewhere on, no, near the station, but not at the station. It drove me there, and he said, like, he talked to me like I'm a bro or whatever. He said, it was nice to see you, and he drove off. Obviously,
You had a 3-hour journey back to wherever you live. And he drove off.
He drove off.
2 days earlier, this man made a religious vow before Allah to be her husband. Now he's saying, nice to see you, like she's her co-worker, he will never see her again, and driving off, leaving her alone for her 3 hours journey to home. Ask yourself, does that sound look like a marriage, or does that sound look like more closing out transaction?
2 days in the hotel, dropped you off. 2 days later, he messaged you or called you.
Yes.
And what did he say?
So he started to accuse me of zina, of being a deceitful person, and accuse me of giving him a sexual disease.
And then he accused you of having an STD?
Yes.
Okay.
I did that.
And didn't you, if I recall, when we had this conversation, didn't you tell me prior to getting married that you said, let's get an STD done?
Yes, I did ask him that, yeah.
And what did you say to that?
He said, oh, I like that you care a lot about sexual health, but don't worry, I don't need one.
Before the wedding, she asked for CTD tests for both of them. He refused one for himself and then said he didn't need it. Days later, he turns around and accuses her for giving him disease he never even tested for. That's not confusion. That man is building story to justify throwing her away and using her past, a past she was honest about from the day one, as a weapon.
And then message you saying you're divorced.
Yes. When he divorced me, I was in shock. And
He said, "Don't call me again. Don't text me again."
no. Yeah, oh, yeah, sorry.
That's what he said.
This is what he
I
said to me.
divorce you. Don't call me again. Don't text me again.
Like, it made me feel like a prostitute, basically. Not only with that, but also with the fact that, because how it make me feel now is that I've got £200 for sex.
I divorce you. Send as a text message. No conversation, no court, no community elders are stepping in to try to save this marriage or hold him accountable. Just few words on a phone screen. I divorce you. And it's finished. She said it herself. It made her feel like she was paid £200 for sex. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what's left of marriage. When divorce cost a man nothing than simply typing a message.
We did have our investigators look into you a bit more, and we found out that you're married with children.
His real wife still doesn't know any of this happened. She's out there right now, building a life with a man who just did this to another Muslim woman in secret. Of course, I'm not saying every Muslim marriage looks like this. What I'm saying is every excuse this man used. The cheap duari backed up by the Sunnah, the missing ID checks, the guardian who never called her, a form of secret marriage that real scholars argue over instead of rejecting outright, a divorce that costs nothing but a text message. None of this is made up. It is on the record in real fatwas from real scholars. And the ones who pay for it are the converts like this, converts who are alone, far from home, with nobody to check the story for them. If you are wondering why Christian marriage is built to be so hard to walk away from, here's your answer. Covenant. Not a contract you can simply cancel by a text message. Let's step back. A God who is completely alone has to create someone to rule over, just so that he can practice his loving skills, right? But God of Bible is different. God of Bible needed nothing. Before the world was even made, Father, Son, and Spirit already loving each other forever. God does not just love. He is love in himself before anything else was ever existed. This Mr. Muslim never gave that kind of love to Miss Muslim. But Christ did. He did not use his bride and then throw her away. He gave his own life for her. That is the good news. God does not take from you. God gives himself for you.